Hi Aquarius, we are here with a general reading. If you are new, welcome. If you are not, welcome. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. There's been a big notion coming through about you putting yourself in a space where you have kind of made yourself vulnerable, which is a fantastic thing. It's like this, you're showing up and you're kind of center stage, and that also, like, within your vulnerability, which is like allowing yourself to show up and be seen, right? Especially in a like creative community as well. There are going to be other people that kind of have like tickets to the show that are sitting in the audience, and the people that are in those seats are going to have an opinion, and with you being on that stage, you get to choose which of those opinions, if any, you are going to make relevant, because it is your show. And so I'm seeing things along the lines of that, where there may have been like a fear, maybe even some of you having like critics or a bad review or something that you were worried about, like what if this person critiques, or what if this person has something to say, because I'm really putting myself out there in that way. And so this is coming back to a space of asking yourself, like, whose opinions, if any, are you going to be making relevant? Because it's really your choice, it's your decision at the end of the day. That looked like the Knight of Swords. Getting clarity. Clarity, information, something you were wondering about. Something is helping you shift your perspective. I am also hearing dynamic, moving pieces. Whatever info this is coming through, I'm seeing it be associated with a win for you. This is good news coming through. Something that would be of significance. Information that's of significance for you to be receiving. Definitely, again, I'm getting the feeling of very good news for you, Aquarius. Something you'd feel very happy about. For some of you, you're winning something. I'm also seeing you letting go of the Seven of Swords, which means there's shadow work that you are moving through, and something that you're getting ready to release as well, if you have not already. Something unnecessary to hold on to any longer. I wonder what this good news is about. This may, to have the Knight of Swords, this may come through faster than you thought that it would. Like, you could have thought, I'm going to be waiting for 4 weeks. It comes in 2 weeks, this information. Again, I'm seeing this be something that you are like, yes, I'm happy to hear that. That's a sense of relief, things like that for you. Like, this would be something you'd be very, very happy to receive. There could also be something that you're doing, communicating, releasing even, that ends up going very well. Like, it seems like it's time to do something. If you had been, like, sitting and waiting, it's time to be doing that. Like, not holding back anymore. Ooh, for some of you, this is a project that you're going to be working on. Success, a successful endeavor that you're working towards. There could be resources involved for some of you. Okay, so I'm looking at the Two of Cups here. Page of Wands is something that you feel excited about. This is something that you feel inspired by. This is something that you don't want to look away from. You feel magnetized towards this. So it can be like an activity that you're doing. It can be like a person that you've been hanging out with. The Two of Cups definitely adds texture here. Whatever this is, you feel kind of like, now that you are merging with this, you don't want to separate from it. So whether this be a person or a project or an activity that you're doing, it's something that speaks to you and something that it feels like a no-brainer that you would be connected with this thing, this person, this channel, frequency, energy. You feel seen in this space. And that's why it feels important to you. The Two of Cups is being in a space where you feel it's like a coming home energy, where you could have been in a space where you felt kind of like different or separated in some way, and this brings you back into a place where you can like connect with a thing or like somebody outside of you, where you feel like completely held and seen and understood and heard, and all of those things that allow us to feel connected on a heart-to-heart level. There's a deep sense of familiarity and just, again, like being seen, being known, being heard, being valued, all of that. Kind of like I don't need to explain myself. It's just already understood here. I'm hearing all through the eye contact. This is something that you're committing to. For some of you, I do get the sense of this being a relationship. Something going on. There could also be like somebody that you're partnering up with. This looks, even if it's something work related, it's also definitely personal. For some of you, this may solely be personal. This is something new that you are trying out. Something that you're exploring. Now, I'm seeing something with the Seven of Swords, and I was also seeing the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. This can mean like somebody coming through or showing up in a way that you feel very bothered by, or something that kind of just like sticks with you. But this can also be like fears and stuff like that, like thinking the worst is going to happen in a situation. That's what it is. Who is that? This is a person. This is about a person. Yeah, you could have been feeling like really worried about someone, a situation that was happening. But everything ends up being alright, is what I'm seeing. But something could have had you feeling like, this does feel like it's associated with like the fear space or the shadow. Something was having you feel like, oh no, this isn't a good situation. But then I'm seeing everything end up being okay. There's definitely a focus on like the home, the self-care, like people that are in your close inner circle, things like that. What you're doing for yourself, like your physical health, your mental health, things that are happening in your personal life. This can be somebody personally that you're close with. Okay, so there is a move that you are making. I'm seeing strong Capricorn energy here. Remember when we say this, like, because I'm seeing something interpersonally going on, this could, like, Capricorn could be someone's Venus. So, lots of different ways that this can come through. Venus, Moon, Ascendant, Mars. Okay, so you go from a space. Let's actually talk about this, because I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles definitely be connected with your energy, even if this is also someone outside of yourself. There's a focus on you and what you need to do for yourself. This is like listening to your body, listening to your needs, listening to your emotions, listening to your spirit. What do I need to do for myself? Am I taking care of myself? Are there habits that I'm engaging in that are not beneficial to me? So anything that you were doing that you could have felt like you were like self-sabotaging or self-destructing in some way, or not being honest with yourself about something, or even just like not taking care of like mental health, emotional health, things like that, things that may not have been being managed before. I'm seeing that all of this is shifting into an energy where there's like a huge alleviation. And I'm also seeing you like creating this sense of vulnerability around you too, like really allowing somebody to see you. So you're really putting yourself out there with someone. I'm seeing this as somebody you have a close relationship with. But it was a choice whether or not you were going to make yourself vulnerable. And I'm seeing like by choosing to do this, because there could have been something that you even felt ashamed of, or like were kind of hiding away from someone. See this? I'm seeing this having been associated with a relationship. And it's like you could have, this is like somebody in general that you feel like a sense of safety and closeness with. However, it's like when the shadow pops up, it's like, don't tell them that thing about you. They're not going to accept you. Things like that will pop up. Or like the Seven of Swords can be things that we feel like shame about and stuff like that. Or like secrets that we keep, or like, I don't want to admit that about myself. It can be like the lies that we tell ourselves. It's like a very, Seven of Swords reminds me of like a very Neptunian energy. And it ultimately comes from a space of like fear and insecurity and things like that. And being like, if I really put myself out there, if I really allow myself to be seen, then I'm making myself, oh, okay, so we're coming back to that whole thing in the beginning of, if I'm making myself seen, if I'm like allowing myself to be vulnerable in this situation, it means that I'm kind of like at the mercy of this person, and also this person, these people, this situation, all of that stuff. And of course, to our egos, that's going to be counterintuitive, because the ego's like, put on the armor, put on the shell, don't let anybody see what's going on there, you know? We don't want to take any risks here. But there's this part of yourself that's like, that's part of the shadow. It's part of my subconscious energy that's connected with survival, and this is you reassuring yourself that you are safe and that everything is going to be okay, and that it's worth it to you. Taking the risk is a brave decision that you're making, allowing yourself to be seen, making yourself vulnerable. And it's well worth it to you. You move into a position that you feel very fulfilled within and very happy, which can only happen through vulnerability. So if you decided not to, it's something that you wouldn't be able to taste. But now you have access to it, because you open yourself up, open your heart up. So yeah, something that was not feeling good before, I'm seeing you like work with it and turn this into something that you feel connected with now. And it looks like you're also sharing this space with another person. 10 of Pentacles, that's right. Things are feeling very, very, maybe quite a complicated situation now feeling very solid to you. I'm looking at the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, feeling seen, feeling fulfilled, feeling like you have everything emotionally, spiritually that you need within this connection. 4 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, stable relationship, harmonious relationship, one that we have worked to get to the place of. I saw 1444 on the time when I looked up. somebody that you are willingly, I'm hearing crafting with, and I'm also hearing working with. This looks like it's associated with you collaborating with someone. I do get the feeling strongly of this being connected with your personal life, with the Queen of Pentacles here. Personal relationships. You could have taken a chance or a risk by engaging in whatever this is that you're engaging in. I do want to say this, to have the Seven of Swords here, the Seven of Swords can be like, oh, you did this in the past and it didn't work out, or like if you do this, you know, you're putting yourself at risk to be hurt and all of those sorts of things. So there was definitely like a mental, spiritual, energetic battle that you've been working through. However, I'm seeing this again be so worth it for you. Like, there's no question at all. This is totally and completely worth it to you with the end result that you get. Like, you would do this 100 times over to end up in this spot. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that there's definitely a feeling of being really hurt before. I get this sense of there being a deep betrayal between you and someone, you in a past experience that you had, maybe multiple experiences, and that's why it would have made this kind of like a grueling process to overcome. But I'm seeing like love really mend the bridge here for you. Like you opening your heart up and allowing yourself to connect to the Ace of Cups, which is first and foremost the heart chakra and the energy connection to yourself and then to another person. Because it has to be activated within you to then connect with another person. This also feels too like a process that kind of may reinstate a belief that you used to have that maybe became like muddled by a particular experience that you had. I do keep seeing things that are connected with a new beginning between you and someone else, or there may be something. It doesn't just have to be a new beginning. This can be like, say you're in an established relationship with somebody, to have the Fool there may be something that you're doing with this person that you've never done before. Like, say it's just been the two of you and now you're moving in together, or you guys are getting getting an animal together, something like that. Something new that's happening between the two of you that you may still be a little bit worried about or uncomfortable with, or like, I don't really know how this is going to go. You keep thinking about it nonstop, maybe feeling a little bit anxious about this, unsure, things like that. So yeah, it's stepping in a direction that feels very unfamiliar, maybe to you individually and also to the two of you as a couple. Exploring new things, trying. All right. So I'm looking at Six of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Ten of Swords. If we were to summarize this energy, it's like I had expectations. I was let down. This did not fulfill my expectations. There's an ending that I experienced because of that. It feels inevitable. It feels painful. It feels uncomfortable. We have the Judgment card, which is about analyzing something and looking into it in order. There's a purpose in order for us to keep it moving. See this? It's like I looked at it, I rearranged it how I needed to, I organized it, and now I'm allowing myself to move on. This is definitely like moving past something through working through it. And learning about self in the process too. This is an experience that gives you the opportunity to definitely self-reflect, to learn about yourself, to learn about what you do want to do, what you don't want to do moving forward. I am seeing you manifest like deeper connections in general as well. Whatever that was that didn't work out for you, I'm seeing that you do move away from it because you're like, this has happened enough times, or this happened in a way that felt significant enough to me. It impacted me enough to know that I'm not going to get what I need here. This is a situation that you find yourself in where you're like, I know what I'm expecting and what I want, and I know like how I want to be valued in this situation. But 5 of Cups is like, that's not what happened. And it wasn't like, oh, it didn't happen and it ended up being better. This is like, no, it didn't happen and it ended up being worse. And then an ending because of that. So it's just a clear situation of things did not work out. There was a misalignment when it came to values in a big way. It wasn't meant to work out. And then looking at this situation and being like, in retrospect, I'm understanding why this needed to come to an end. And yeah, like maybe I feel really disappointment, sad. It's about allowing yourself to have this experience, but knowing that this comes back. The catalyst was mismatched values, and that's why it didn't work out. So I'm seeing you like move through all of this. These situations can definitely be hard when you're moving through them, because it's like, as much as you like wish that like somebody or a situation were different than it actually is, you being able to bring acceptance and like unconditional love for the situation, being in a space of, I accept this for what it is, and maybe that's not compatible with me, but I get that I'm respecting this person's journey or the journey of this situation, and moving forward and knowing this is not my stop. This was just a place on the way, but not the destination. And kind of freeing yourself from this, from being like, it was supposed to work out, or this was supposed to be the thing. It wasn't, otherwise it would be. And like, even though during this reading here, like we're speaking about it very quickly, allow yourself, give yourself the time you need to actually like work through all of this. The reading is kind of just like the condensed summary of the energy, the snapshot of what's happening. But yeah, this like grieving process and the letting go and like allowing yourself to feel like sad and disappointed and everything else that you're feeling, and feeling like sorry for the situation, whatever it is that you need to do, let yourself have that so you can come out in this space where you're like, okay, well now I want to look at it and understand like what went on here so I can like truly move on. Because if you're bypassing, like sweeping things under the rug, or like I don't want to deal with this, or pushing it away, or not admitting to how you're feeling, you're going to end up back in this spot anyway, and you're going to have to redo the work. It's like you rush through your homework and try to hand it in, and your teacher hands it back and is like, no, you need to redo this the right way. So it's like, if you do this the right way right now, you're not going to have to redo it again. You're going to be completing this. So keep that in mind. The teacher being the universe, which is ultimately you. Yes. Working through it, giving yourself the time, patiently, transmuting the energy, sitting with it, accepting it, loving it. reflecting on it, reflecting on how to move through this. Again, a lot of patience here, a lot of finessing, a lot of transmuting the energy, a lot of, oh, this is a big wave of emotions, okay, then that's a little ripple, I got this, then it's like swelling up again. It's that whole process of like riding the waves of your emotions and of reflecting. To also have the Hermit here, this is like, we're not reacting to things outwardly. This is like, let's carry all of this and let's do the work independently. So this is like something that you may be doing more privately, working through it. And then with the Emperor, it's finding the best way to then go about taking action. It's about organization, it's about initiation, and it's about like a methodical energy that is very controlled and self-reliant. The Emperor is a focus on Aries energy, on Mars energy, on initiation. And it's the way that we move through a process. It seems like you're handling this energy like very professionally. Like really understanding the inner workings and the mechanics of this. And just like being in it and being committed to this experience that you're having, while not creating destruction because of it. This is about moving through a situation and doing it for the experience and learning about yourself. And this is like really teaching you transformational techniques, especially when you're going through something heavy emotionally. And to be able to regain a sense of balance that you may have felt you're kind of wobbling around with for a little bit. It looks like you're still working through some emotional stuff too, but I'm seeing this isn't going to be lasting very long. Something may still be a little bit unclear or like not completely organized, or still kind of there hovering a bit emotionally for you. But I'm seeing you be in a space where, because of like really looking into it, you are going to penetrate this analytically and see what you need to see. And then it's like by going like into it, by submerging yourself in this, you are going to find your way through to the other side. Or transcend it. And then this leads to a bigger change for you, where you are ready to surrender. And the focus on surrendering isn't about giving up, it's about getting out of the way. And I'm seeing you get to a spot where you're like, okay, I'm finally ready to like really be in this, to really see where things go, and also recognize where they're not going, and be in a space where like I'm at the mercy of this situation, you know, and just move with it and allow yourself to evolve through this process. Because if we're so busy holding on to the things that don't work out, holding on to anything that is not, when we're so busy like trying to like force a reality that's not working, it's taking all of our energy away from the energy we could be using to transform and to evolve. And so this is you giving yourself the opportunity to really evolve and find your fire again. This is going to like reignite inspiration for you in a big way, and that's going to feel very significant for you, and it's going to be fuel for the direction that you are moving in next. I'm looking at Sagittarius, Virgo, Aries, Pluto, and Scorpio. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I saw 29, getting 29 degrees. We're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.